Welcome to the Peak Podcast. My name is Kyle Nelson, and this is my co-host, best friend and good buddy, Mr. Eli Libby. What's going on, man?
Happy Thursday, dude.
Happy Thursday.
We've got some fun stuff in the books, man.
Oh,
Today,
we got some incredible
this weekend,
stuff.
we're going to have a great time.
Some big things happening. Lots of cool
Big
movement.
shifts.
Big
Love it.
shifts. If you've never visited the Peak Podcast, we speak to high performers, coaches,
Yes.
business owners, and entrepreneurs and founders, and try to understand what that peak moment is in their life. That moment when they found that there was a transition of this is it, this is my calling, and I'm turning this into a business. Always really good stories. We've got a great person on today to talk about that. And also, we are the founders of Reset OS. It's an operating system. We help people with structured solitude retreats where they go out and just pause and take a moment of pure solitude. But without further ado, today we got Flo Hart. He helps high performers master decisions with biofeedback. Physicist, elite coach. He's got over 3,000 hours of meditation underneath his belt.
This guy.
Insane. So cool that we know Flo now. But let's welcome Mr. Flo Hart. What's going on, Flo?
Thank you for having me on.
Dude, we're stoked to have you.
See you, man. Where in the world are you located, just for our audience?
Well, I'm usually located in Europe, but I'm right now in Mexico City.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
for travel,
That's
work,
awesome.
etc. Yeah.
That sounds amazing. Right
Heck
now.
yeah, man. Wow.
So glad to be on here.
Super excited to finally get
Thank
you here,
you,
man.
guys.
Stoked, dude.
Yeah. I mean, we're so excited to kind of unpack multiple different areas of this, but I want to start with that headline intro that Kyle said. Part of it was mastering decisions with biofeedback. Unpack that sentence for us a little bit.
Great. Yeah. So how do we decide? What plays a role in our decision making? You know?
Yep.
Right.
So I think the classical straight up approach is like, okay, how I think. It's all in the mind, right?
Yeah.
It's all in the head, right?
Yeah,
This is how I decide, right? But there's obviously layers beyond that we somehow forget or neglect or we all forget it. Even if we know it, we tend to forget. And the layers beyond beyond the thinking is how we feel.
Okay.
And beyond how we feel is our emotion. And there's differentiation beyond that. And then one way to look at the emotions is your whole physiology, how it runs, right?
Okay.
So that's basically, I'm helping high performers, especially people with very costly, very heavy decisions, to use their whole physiology to be their peak self in the decision-making moment and access that at will. And with biofeedback is, look, I have, you mentioned it, I have a bit of a meditation experience. And with meditation and with all internal techniques, it's very easy to kind of do something, and then after a few months, after a few years, you realize, or you heard some master tell you, hey, you should do it this way. I'm like, did I all meditate wrong for 2 years? It's not there's a wrong way of meditation, but there's a way that gets you there faster, right? So it's hard to look inside. If you were kind of playing tennis, and you have direct feedback, the coach stands next to you. He's like, "Hey, that was dumb. Like hold it like this, smash like this." You have immediate feedback. That way, you improve faster.
Okay.
And with meditation or internal techniques, we don't know, we don't see that, right? You get feedback after months or after years even.
Okay.
So what biofeedback is, we're looking actually what's going on in the body and how it immediately affects what we're doing, the body and the physiology. In that case. And therefore we can adjust. And that's basically how I'm helping them to learn fast, so you can really compress like years of practice into weeks.
That is amazing.
That's insane.
Wow. I know a lot of your work has to do with the rhythm. If you were to give our audience kind of like a quick tip from Flo, like how to get into that natural rhythm that we have, what would you tell people?
I haven't been asked this question that way. I like it. So I think health is rhythm. Peak performance is rhythm.
Yeah.
In general, like I think live reality, everything is guided or like guarded by rhythm, right? There is sun, night, day, night kind of rhythm. There is circadian rhythms in the body. There is ultradian rhythms. There's also like yearly rhythms. There's everything is kind of based on rhythms. We evolved as human beings as living beings in rhythms,
Yeah.
right? So, and then there's also like, if you look at the physiological level, what happens right now, there's a myriad of rhythms.
Right.
And rhythms is, you can kind of look at rhythms as, in a way, with rhythm, you can communicate information. Like in a cable, like there's a cable, like there's on and off. That's 1 and 0. This is how computers, how we send signals to each other, right? This is a rhythm. And the same counts for our body. So there is one rhythm. This might be specific for, or is specific for everyone, but they are still more or less similar. That is, if you run your physiology in that rhythm, what happens? Other rhythms follow lockstep.
Yeah.
And that's what I call coherence, for example.
Okay.
Like when your breath rhythm synchronizes with your heart rhythm, synchronizes with your brain waves.
Yep.
And other rhythms after a while synchronize as well in the physiology.
Oh God, that is so cool. You have some experience with rhythms, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a big part of your guys'
Our household.
household.
Yeah. Yeah. We talk a lot about the rhythm of seasons, the out breath and in breath, and how summertime is the out breath, right? We're getting out, we're doing things. And wintertime is an in breath. And we're, my child's education system is based on rhythm. It's Waldorf education. And it's,
yes.
yeah, it's all about the rhythm of the day and all that. And we live it. It's important to know it.
And let me ask you this, like, if you go against this rhythm, what happens?
Chaos.
If you go against it, chaos. Exactly. And the same thing happens in your body. There's chaos or there's order. And if you go with the rhythm, there's flow, there's order. There's coherence.
Wow.
Yeah, I love it, man. Love it. It's important to tap into that. So let's dive into the peak moment, man. I know you got a lot of stuff you've been doing, you got going on, and really powerful stuff. But where did this all start?
So you asked me about one peak moment, and I was contemplating on that before. I think there's one peak moment, but there was a lot of accumulation to that moment.
Totally, man.
So I think, let me just kind of like give you the short version. I think I'm just a child that never ceases to ask why. That never stopped asking why.
Sure.
That ultimately, that curiosity, I never kind of never left me, and that's why I got into physics, into science. Like didn't want to just go to any science. I want to go to the ultimate science. And then I was there, and then I also realized, hey, they don't understand deeper many things, right? They can explain, you can predict, etc. But there's a sense of understanding is missing. So that ultimately led me to looking more into spirituality. And I needed freedom for that. So I wanted to travel to Asia. I want to study with masters and monks, etc. So that actually, there was a step in between, got me into business, entrepreneurship, and like figuring out how to make money and living in that system, right? And eventually I became good in what I was doing, which at that point, like I started with sales, investment, then I pivoted into like starting a few SaaS companies, and then I started helping entrepreneurs in their sales, like helping them scaling up their companies. And then I had the freedom and then I traveled, right? And then I stayed in Asia for a while. I studied with masters, I studied like in-depth Qigong. This is really the beginning of my whole spiritual journey, I would say.
Yeah.
And then I came back, and what happened is I started kept on doing what I was good at, quote unquote, what the market needed, and that created this valley, this kind of chasm in me, and because I had a different view of the world, I saw things different. I wanted to do things different, and that kept on for actually multiple years.
Wow!
And then, what happened is it kept on this year, but it created this inner chaos. I was out of my rhythm in a way, because the rhythm for me was, okay, I learned all these things. So now it's about applying them really and spreading them in a way, and helping other people with that wisdom. So I went down, like, it's just kind of didn't really implement it for myself, but that's it. And what happened is I really got depressed. Things just didn't work out. It was a time I lost my best friend, a business partner. I had like there was a bunch of things that just didn't work out. I lost my apartment. I got like burgled, and like a lot of things hit like at the same time, and I was really at rock bottom. Then also I moved to a new apartment. There was fog mold there, toxic mold. So my brain stopped working after a while. Couldn't work anymore. Business crash, financially trouble. So it was very dark, the darkest phase I ever hit in my life.
Damn.
To make it short, and
Jeez, dude.
and then there was this moment I actually was not able to afford rent, right? So I moved for a few weeks. Like I was lucky. My mom said like, "Hey, yeah, come over. It's okay. I'll help you." So I was there for a few weeks. Back home, I wasn't living in Germany anymore, but I was then traveling back, and I was there for a few weeks just to kind of get myself a bit sorted to find a new apartment after that mold thing, and then something triggered me, and I can't remember what it was, but basically I just saw blank. It's like I screamed, I smashed down the furniture, and I was like, I don't want to live anymore. I don't want anymore.
Damn, dude.
And that was the moment when my mom, she's like, I don't know in inches, but like she's 150. It's very short, right? So she came to me and she just hugged me. And she said, I love you. I love you. And I had this mother love, this unconditional mother love that just touched me and just like,
wow.
And I was crying. I was there. And the rest of the family came. My partner came. We were all there. They were hugging me, and it felt like this tribe holding the weakest member in the center and paying attention.
Yeah. Man.
And I get goosebumps just talking about it.
Yeah.
It was so. And that was that moment, because I knew what I wanted to do. I knew what I had to do purpose-wise, right? But I didn't take the step.
Yeah.
And that moment really was like, man, it's love, it's heart, it's sharing what I know and helping other people. And that's was the beginning, really, where I pushed through in the journey.
Damn.
Man, you went through the valley. Goodness gracious. I had to be.
Seriously.
My gosh, man. You were broken.
Yeah.
You needed some love and validation in your life, and you didn't have it, and finally you got it, man. Like you said, mother's love is just so different.
It's so powerful.
Yeah.
Man.
Wow. Thanks for sharing, man.
Thank you. Thanks for unpacking.
Thank you for listening. Yeah.
That's just wow. Man.
So
go ahead.
So after all of that experience, you said you had to start sharing and started. What was kind of the first thing you started doing? What was the first coaching, the first business workshop? I mean, what was it after that?
I mean, for me, it was, I want to stop what I was doing. I stop helping people with sales and growth. And even though I'm good in it, it's good money, but it just didn't feel anymore right. So I kind of seized all activity around that. And I started sharing what I know, what I learned on LinkedIn, just sharing content and doubling down on that. And it was well received. I would say like I grew quite a following over the course of a year or so.
Wow.
Just share more wisdom about emotional intelligence, because that's kind of the buzzword and that's the word around it. Because if you if you're not tapped into your emotions, if you're just in the head and you separate your head from the body, you're like, and that's what I started sharing. And then I started, like, people started reaching out to me, Flo, freaking awesome. What did you like? How can I learn more? I started then helping them one-on-one, and I coach people one-on-one on these facts. I mean, I was coaching before, but on sales, and now I was like, okay, but look, there's more to it, right? And by the way, these methods you can use to tap into flow states, to tap into better performance, etc. But we're gonna start like internally by connecting to yourself, by connecting to your emotions, etc. And then I really had a deep dive into the technology that is out there, right? Because I love technology, right? I think it's great, and I was always looking for this. Who am I?
Right.
And I'm a scientist by education. Yeah. I'm a very, like, an entrepreneur. I love tech, right? And I also am I would say, a very holistic guy. So how can I combine these three worlds? Right. And the way to combine them that I found for me is like through biofeedback. Like biofeedback is a technology, using that to do all the methodologies to really like connect with your body fully, and that is also through technology. There's a lot of science into it, but through technology you're capable of scaling this.
Mm.
Because how do you reach humanity? How do you create change nowadays? Well, it's technology is the vehicle, I'd say. I think it did great for us. Also, maybe some things are not so good, but I think there's amazing potential to use technology to really make humanity more emotionally intelligent, raise their consciousness.
Yeah.
And that is what I'm working on, right?
That is amazing. Flo, that is
Powerful stuff.
so cool. Tell us more about this brain fog thing that you have. I know you have like it's almost like a workbook for people with brain fog. Tell us more about that for the audience.
So I mentioned I've been in this apartment with toxic mold, which was behind the walls.
Yeah.
We didn't see it. So I was living there, I think for like 2-3 years.
Okay.
And it's very, obviously there was also the purpose, this mismatch there, which everything added, right? But basically I think the brain fog was mainly caused by the mold and by all that, right? So I literally went through a proper detox protocol after that, like daily sauna, all sorts of supplements, fasting, like to get this stuff out. And I was at my worst, I was capable of caffeinated up 1 hour of work focus, and then I was not like.
Oh, geez, yeah.
So what I did, this booklet is basically just a way where I put down these protocols that I have found for myself. To overcome that, right? And there is also this I talk also a little bit about coherence and that rhythm, internal rhythms, to kind of see more things, right? Because I didn't recognize the mode, right? Without having this awareness, right? So so it's just basically
very cool. I love that. Man, that's amazing. What's so cool about your work, Flo, and the tie-in between what we do is we talk a lot about micro resets for individuals when they're having a chaotic day, maybe they're out of the rhythm, and they can do something to kind of reset them on that path. And for you, with biofeedback and teaching, this kind of cohesive breathing method, it allows people to, get back into their rhythm, their flow, if they're kind of out of that during that day. So I love that.
That's good.
It's really cool, man.
Yeah, I love this. I love what you guys are doing with the reset. I think it's so powerful. I mean, that's some things I've used myself. Just a few days renting a hat, just a couple of days getting out and really realigning. What you're doing and where's the mismatch.
So true. I love it. Love it.
Awesome, Flo. As we kind of wrap things up, if there's one thing you kind of want to leave with the audience from this conversation, what would that be?
So if you have any kind of mismatch in your life, that could be small, minor, emotional, or even like something like what I was going through, not being aligned with your purpose. I think you should just find your rhythm, because health, purpose, fulfillment is rhythm.
Right.
Find your rhythm and listen to that rhythm and do whatever it takes. Do you use the coherence breathing? Do your reset? Do whatever it takes to find your rhythm. And when you find your rhythm, you feel amazing. That's what life should feel. It should be fulfilling, passionate, loving, grateful. That's what life is about.
Dude,
beautiful.
So true.
What a great end.
You
what
find
a
your
great way
flow.
to wrap that up. Yes.
Find a flow.
Hey, fly.
Unattended.
Ooh, there he is.
Well, Flo, if people wanted to get in contact with you, learn more, work with you, where would they head to?
So just chat me up on LinkedIn. I think that's the best way to reach me. I'm launching in a month from now. I'm not sure when you are releasing this. I'm launching a cohort for high performance entrepreneurs to learn, really increase their HRV, increase their coherence levels. We're getting biofeedback devices, and we work through that all virtual. So that's something you can check out, or just reach out to me if you have any questions.
Dude, Flo, thank you so much for your time, man. Appreciate you being on the show.
Cool, man. Thank you guys. Really appreciate it, man. Thanks.
Well, dude,
Wow, what an episode, man.
Flo's a man.
I love how
Just-
he put a bow on it at the end.
Yeah, well, it's
Life is about fulfillment.
what I
It's
think
being
is
this love.
love individuals like him because
Yes.
it's all just came from authenticity
Yep.
in what he went through.
Yes.
And
And
I
his-
just that is the type of people I want to work with.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly.
It's just
What a
real
man.
stuff.
He is the man.
Well, thank you so much for joining us here on the Peak Podcast. If you haven't yet, please subscribe and hit notifications wherever you listen to podcasts. And until next time, we'll see you on the next episode of the Peak Podcast.
See you guys next time.